Hello everybody, this is Backlast. Here I am on Microsoft Flight Simulator. What I decided to do was just looking out the window. It's very dark and very windy. I thought it might be interesting to take a night flight from Manchester to Liverpool in the Airbus A320. What we're going to do is a very brief setup of the flight and just find out where we're going. So it's runway 27. We're going to be going low altitude IFR because it is windy. We want to hopefully do an IFR landing on this, and they're saying ILS 27. Perfect. Wow, we have a stupid flight plan, but there you go. Coming out of Manchester, it looks like we're turning right pretty much straight away, and then heading up that way, and then going left, and then right, and then a stupid loop, and then we're back in. So we'll see how that goes. Looks interesting. It says cloudy and dark, so let's just get on to the flying bit, and I'll join you when it loads up.
Manchester Tower BBST 1337 at runway 23 left ready for takeoff INECMAR to Liverpool.
BBST 1337 cleared for takeoff runway 23 left.
Cleared for takeoff runway 23 left BBST 1337.
Well, here we are, we're ready to go. Let's just have a look at the air traffic control. They've asked us to fly to 2,000 feet. Really? Really, 2,000? Honestly? That's a little bit low. We don't need any flaps for the, in fact, we will use flaps. We use a level 1 flap. Let's just set that up. So flaps, we're going to use level 1 flaps. Set those up. So put the flaps on. There we go, and we're ready to go. Let's get going. 50%, brakes off, and we're rolling. So we're watching for the V1, V2, V3, slight back pressure, and we have climb, gear up. S mark says flaps in, and all we're doing now is we're just climbing until we get the OK to bring the throttle back.
Contact Liverpool approach on 119.855.
So keep your eye here. It will tell us when it wants us to bring the throttle back. There we go, that's it. So all we've done now is pop the throttle onto auto.
119.855 BBST 1337.
If I just show you that. So for taking off, the throttles were on toga, and for the actual climb and the autopilot, they go on to CL for climb, and the aircraft will now take control of the throttles. As you can see here, the throttles are set up to about 90%, whereas the actual engines are running a lot lower. They're down at about 56, 55, 50% at the moment. That's because the aircraft has control, and what it's done now is it's reached the 2,000 feet that we wanted to have, and it is now just cruising along at that speed.
Liverpool approach BBST 1337 is at 4,800 feet, descending 2,000 feet.
I don't know why it took us up to 4.
Liverpool approach, continue as planned. Altimeter 29.57.
I don't know why it took us up to 4.
BBST 1337 descend and maintain 2,500 feet.
2005. There would have been an initial setting in the flight computer that I didn't see before we set off.
BBST 1337 acknowledge last transmission. Descend and maintain 2,500 feet BBST 1337.
As you can see, it's a little bit windy, very dark, and we do appear to have a thunderstorm. Although looking out the window, there isn't actually one in real life, because I'm in Manchester. In case you didn't know.
BBST 1337, you are 15 miles east. Keep speed below 185 knots. Expect ILS runway 27 approach via Lima Papa Lima transition. Cleared to Lima Papa Lima. Keep speed below 185 knots. Expect ILS runway 27 approach via Lima Papa Lima transition. Cleared to Lima Papa Lima BBST 1337.
So they've asked us to reduce the speed. There must be a restriction over this particular part of the world. As you can see on the navigation computer, we're about to make a right turn, which will take us in towards this unusual pattern that we've been asked to fly, which is really weird. Let's have a look out and see what's going on. Thunderstorm, obviously. And we're at the target height. We are a little above the speed, although 185 is very, very low for an Airbus, with no flaps out anyway. We have an aircraft above us and higher than us. And we're getting quite a bit of buffeting from the wind. It looks as though there's going to be a fairly strong wind coming into land, and I think that that's probably going to be a crosswind, so it might be a bit of a tricky landing at Liverpool. You can see the unusual pattern that we've got. But it means that the airfield is more or less straight ahead somewhere. It's out in that general direction somewhere. I can't exactly see at the moment. I certainly can't see any markers or any lights from it. It's probably a little too far away at the moment. So you can see the unusual pattern we're being asked to fly, which is going to go across this marker and then out to this marker and then back in again. There are height restrictions here of 2,000, so I expect it to be a very, very low approach to Liverpool. And as I said, the airfield should be more or less ahead of us, about 7.5 nautical miles. So I would expect to be able to see that. In fact, where are we? There it is. That's it. Just here. This is the airfield. Can we get a better view of that? There we are. This is actually the airfield at Liverpool. This is the Mersey estuary, which runs off down to Liverpool itself is down there.
BBST 1337, descend and maintain 2,000 feet.
2,000 feet, okay.
Descend and maintain 2,000 feet, BBST 1337.
So what we have over here is Birkenhead, and we're just actually going over the entrance to the Manchester Ship Canal, which runs from here. This is where the Mersey and then meets the Manchester ship, and the Manchester ship goes in all the way. Oh, hello, sorry about that. Dodgy camera. In fact, it's here. It goes all the way up here.
You are 23 miles northwest. Descend and maintain 2,500 feet. Keep speed below 185 knots. Expect ILS runway 27 approach via Lima Papa Lima transition.
And then it runs all the way into Manchester, up that way. This is the Mersey, which runs through Manchester.
Descend and maintain 2,500 feet. Keep speed below 185 knots. Expect ILS runway 27 approach via Lima Papa Lima transition. Cleared to Lima Papa Lima Logan 685. BBST 1337, you are 4 miles east of Liverpool. Contact Liverpool Tower on 126.355 when inbound on the approach.
Tower on 126.355 BBST 1337. Liverpool Tower BBST 1337 5 miles east inbound ILS runway 27 approach.
BBST 1337 Liverpool Tower. Cleared ILS, runway 27 approach. Altimeter 29.57, wind 250 and 26.
Okay, so that gives clearance to enter the pattern, and what we're going to do is we're going to set the auto brake on. It is quite a shortish runway at Liverpool, so we're going to leave it on medium, I think. And we're about to make this ridiculous right turn in a second. I'm not convinced we're going to make it all the way around this turn. It's, I think we'll have to go a long way out.
BBST 1337, did you hear my last transmission?
Yes.
Cleared ILS runway 27 approach BBST 1337.
So we're now actually trying to make the turn, which is ridiculously sharp, but here we go. And what we'll do is we'll switch the localizer on very, very soon, as soon as we're pretty close to being lined up to the airfield. So as you can see from the indicators, I'm going to actually put the localizer on now, because we're pretty much on the centre line. We've just gone over the centre line of the airfield, and we're about to go out a little bit and then come back. When this one starts coming down, I will switch on the approach, and hopefully the aircraft will bring us down to a decent height. I think this is the runway here, about to see it. There we go, I think that's it there. I'm going to put the first level of flaps out now. We are within around 10 nautical miles of the airfield. We do have an aircraft at 12 o'clock high. So as you can see, I presume this is a runway, it looks like it. We're just making some final turns to get onto the approach. I initially thought it might be a side wind. It's more of a headwind. It's coming from, it's on the nose, just to the left, pushing the aircraft to the right. But it is a fairly stiff breeze. Okay, second layer of flaps gone out. We're still off the centre line of the approach. We are coming down though. I'm about to switch on the approach so that we'll catch this as we go over it. Okay. There we go, we've hit the glide slope, the aircraft has caught it, so down it comes now. going to put the gear out. And
BBST 1337, clear to land runway 27.
I was just saying we're
125,
we're just waiting for the clearance to land, which we now have. Flaps are going out. We're going to use full flaps. There we go. Full flaps out. And all we do now is wait until the aircraft brings us lower. We are on the glide slope.
1337, did you copy?
When we get close, we will
Clear to land runway 27,
decelerate.
BBST 1337.
We'll decelerate and I'll switch off the
Liverpool
autopilot.
Tower Logan 6, 854 miles northeast, inbound ILS runway 27 approach.
Logan 685, Liverpool Tower. Cleared ILS, runway 27 approach. Altimeter 29.57, wind 250 at 26.
Cleared ILS runway 27 approach, Logan 685.
That's the aircraft coming in behind us.
685, cleared to land runway 27. Follow the Airbus A320 on final.
That's me.
Wind 251 at 25.
1000.
Here we go, 1,000 feet above
Cleared to land runway 27, Logan 685.
above the airfield. It's showing us a little high, but not too far off. So in a minute you'll hear chirrup, 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 which is me switching off the autopilot. And when we're very, very close, I'll throttle back and we'll get a little flare on for the landing. And hopefully it'll be nice and smooth. It is a little bit windy. Hopefully I can bring it down nice and smoothly. Listen for the chirrup, chirrup, chirrup. Oh, hello. Is that the Logan one?
500.
500.
400.
That's the autopilot off.
Logan 685, go around.
So I have control. I'm about to switch the throttle off. It'll say retard anyway. We do need to get a little higher.
Going
A
around
little
Logan
low.
685.
That's the Logan going around.
100.
Logan 685, contact. Liverpool approach on 119.855.
Okay, engines are off. Just gliding in now. Just to retard the aircraft a little.
Retard.
There we go. Okay. Nose down, flaps in.
119.855 for Logan
Brakes on.
685.
So a little off the centre line there. Not my finest.
BBST 1337, turn next taxiway.
Yes, I will do if I can find one. There's one up ahead here. So, not my finest landing, a little bumpy. Came down with a bit of a thump. But
BBST 1337, contact ground on
Not too bad.
121.955.
121.955 for BBST 1337.
Great. I don't know where I'm supposed to be going. It's just
Liverpool ground BBST 1337 taxi to the gate.
BBST 1337 taxi to gate 20 using taxiway Alpha.
Taxiing to gate 20 using taxiway Alpha BBST 1337.
go. All we need to do now is switch the engines off and then switch the electrics off, and it should give us the landing notification. I hope you've enjoyed that. It was a brief little flight from Manchester to Liverpool in the dark, strong wind, a little bit of lightning just to brighten things up, and yeah, there you are, we're down safely. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you like the channel, please think about subscribing. Free to subscribe, of course, and you'll get a notification when I upload a new video. And that's it. My name's Backblast. I'll catch you next time.